Hi everyone. You're probably wondering how the hell I've ended up from the UK to this. Let's get into it. I've taken my life from this to this.
Hello.
Excited. Hi. The reason why I'm away travelling and I'm doing all of this is basically I just feel like I owe myself some time and some space to essentially just follow my dreams, which I know sounds really cringy, but I don't know, I guess I've dreamt about it for a long time. When I was in school, I was really fortunate and I went on a school trip to China, and I think that was what sparked my, my passion for travelling, really, like exploring new cultures and places, and my passion for adventure. It was amazing. Obviously, it could be one of the most different places to home, especially as I think I was 16 or 17 at the time. So yeah, that was a really formative experience for me. And I guess then moving forward, my first year of university, I was really fortunate and I managed to visit Thailand, Vietnam and Cambodia. And again, just that feeling of getting away and having 6 weeks off my summer holiday in uni to go travelling was amazing. And then I've not really had the opportunity or the money since. And I've done 6 years of training at university. So I did a 5-year medical degree. I did an intercalated master's in medical law. And then essentially, I've lost count of how many years I've been working as a doctor. I've done F1 and F2. I basically did 6 months in a palliative care role. I then did over a year, I think it was a year and 3 months outside of the NHS, basically doing disability assessments. And then I've done another 6 months in palliative care. And I guess palliative care I absolutely love, and the reason why I love it is I think it puts life into perspective. So you see obviously lots of death and dying, and you listen to a lot of people who talk about their lives and what they wish they'd done and what they wish they hadn't done. And I think a lot of people talk about not living with regret and just wishing they lived a life true to themselves and wish they'd listened to themselves sooner. And I guess I don't want to be on my deathbed thinking about all the things I regret, or not making a change, or not, taking risks and going abroad and exploring the world and trying out different things for myself. So I guess that's why I'm here. I guess that's why I am currently in Vietnam, and I've been travelling for, I think, just over 5 weeks now, which has been really fun. I've been absolutely exhausted. It's been non-stop since I left. So I quit my job at the end of November, basically had a month off at home, see all my friends and family, sort myself out, pack up my life, sell everything that I could. And then we came away at the start of January. So we did a couple of days in Istanbul in Turkey, and then we went to Sri Lanka, then we went on to Hong Kong, we've been to China, we've been to Macau, back to Hong Kong. And we were meant to go to Taiwan, but because we've been on the go constantly, I think I just felt really sick and really burnt out. So we've come back to Vietnam to just have some downtime, not spend loads of money, and just chill out for a bit so I can work on some projects and things. And unfortunately, I've had a bereavement at home as well, so I'm going to have to get back to the UK as well at some point. So it's all been a bit crazy and it's not been perfect, and the journey has been very, but we will get there. I guess I'm just documenting this as well because I'm just holding myself accountable, because I'm finding that I'm panicking about where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do next. And obviously that's really scary. I've left my stable career, which I know I'm really fortunate I can go back to if I need to or want to. But yeah, I guess I'm going into a space that's completely unknown. I've had a path that's been set out for me with medicine, and now I'm kind of stepping off that and trying to make choices that are right for me as a person. But that's really scary as well, and I don't know what I want to do, and it's really quite overwhelming. But I'm just trying to take it in my stride, and I'm trying to find joy every day, and I'm noticing the differences already. It's not that I hated my job at all in the NHS. I actually do love being a doctor, and I love caring for patients, and I particularly love palliative care. I think it's really meaningful, and it does bring a lot to me as a person, but there's no denying that I've really struggled at times in the NHS as well, and I've struggled with burnout, and I've struggled with the workload, and I've struggled with the rotas. And I don't know, it's not that it's necessarily always a bad thing, but I think I'm just trying to make steps to try and find things that are more right for me, maybe, as well. I'm particularly anxious as a person, so I'm trying to get into a lifestyle that actually maybe is calming for my nervous system, which anyone who's worked in the NHS will know it is completely the opposite to that. So yeah, I guess I'm just trying to find things that are good for me. And I don't know, maybe I'll go back to the NHS, and maybe I'll go back to my job that I was doing previously, or go back to palliative care, which is really exciting, and I guess I'm gaining life experience. And one of my consultants said to me before I left about how palliative care is one of those specialties where, you know, more life experience is always good, no matter what you do, because it opens your eyes to the world a bit more, and it helps you understand people more, which really reassured me actually, and made me feel better about leaving, because I was really upset and not sure what to do for a long time, and it was really difficult for me to leave, and really difficult for me to leave my team as well, because I absolutely love my team, I love my colleagues, and yeah, it was just a really hard decision. But I guess I'm just saying all of this because I'm documenting and trying to hold myself accountable to try and make the absolute most out of this time out of medicine, just to see if there is anything else available for me, and just try and understand myself a bit better, I guess. I don't know. It's a whirlwind, isn't it? But let's see where we go. And I guess on that note, I've been thinking a lot about, you know, what things I sort of enjoy and what I want to do. And I am a deep feeling girly. I'm very emotional, probably why I'm quite suited to palliative care. But I've always been interested in stories as well. I guess one of the things I've been thinking about, like, to try and help me decide what I want to do, is I've been trying to like get rid of all of the noise of like societal pressures and, you know, my ego and what I'm thinking about what I want. And I'm trying to remember, like, when I was a child, like, what things did I enjoy? And I guess one thing that particularly stands out to me was, you know, the 11 plus exam or whatever to get into grammar school and all of this. I absolutely hated the entire thing. I've always hated examinations, which I know sounds crazy as a doctor who's done a million exams. But they bring me a lot of anxiety. But the one thing that stood out to me and I really enjoyed was the creative writing. And I still remember, like, writing this story about, like, pink monkeys and all of these colourful animals and things like that. And I guess storytelling is really important to me. I think stories are really important. They invoke a lot of emotion. And I guess that's probably why I've got into creating more videos and things on social media, and why, you know, I'm documenting this sort of stuff now, and I'm looking into maybe creating more long form content for things like YouTube, because I don't know, there's something about like invoking emotions in people in stories, and I don't want to label myself, but I'm probably dyslexic, so I find actually writing those down quite hard. I find writing hard, or harder at least. So it's not hard, but you know what I mean. It doesn't come naturally, whereas maybe trying to portray things on film and on camera, I've enjoyed a lot more actually. I've enjoyed it, you know, posting on social media and things. So I guess maybe that's like one avenue that I'm exploring, of trying to delve into, even as a hobby, just to bring me some joy. I don't know, I just trying to think of different skills and things that I can develop, and, you know, I guess I'm just looking for more joy and more happiness, like trying to develop focus on myself, but with the noise of working full-time in the NHS, which I'm sure, as many of you know, like, full-time as a doctor is working well over full-time in any other job. You're working nights and out of hours, on calls, and even in my last job, like, you would do an on-call out of hours, so overnight each week, but you'd still work your full working week, and it was only if you were called out over a certain time that you'd get time off. But you'd be answering phone calls in the middle of the night and then expected to work your normal full working week and things like that. So it's hard to delve into creativity when you're constantly working and exhausted in the NHS. I mean, some people do it amazingly and are absolutely fine. I just think for me, somebody who's quite anxious and needs like routine and needs like consistent good sleep and like just no anxiety, before I can even be like creative. So it was really hard for me to delve into that side of myself whilst I was working as a doctor, essentially. So yeah, giving myself some time to, just, I think, like, dip into my creative side as well. I believe everybody is creative. You may not necessarily be like a brilliant painter, but you'll be brilliant in another aspect, and creativity spans across lots of different things. So whilst I'm thinking about other career options potentially, other things that can make me money, obviously because I need money to exist, but yeah, I don't know, I'm just trying to find things that I enjoy doing and make me feel happy. So yeah, I guess that's why I'm making this video as well. I'm trying to create content, I guess, trying to document what I'm up to, what I'm doing. I don't know if this is of any interest to anybody, but yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just exposing myself, holding myself accountable, and just trying to see where this crazy world takes me. It feels mad, like, me saying this. Like, I can't believe I've left my job. I've been talking about wanting to leave my job. Me and my partner have been trying to plan it for years and years and years, and it's always delayed. Something always comes up, but I've finally taken the step, and I'm like trying to let that sink in and actually get my head up to speed with all of that. So yeah, here we are.